And this one's called the Tower of London. On young Albert Ramsbottom's birthday, his father asked what he'd like most. He said to see Tower of London and gaze upon Anne Boleyn's ghost. Now they thought that requests were unusual, and at first to refuse were inclined, till Dad says a trip to Metropolis might broaden a little lad's mind. So they took Sharabang down to London, got there at 4:45, and seeing as pubs weren't open, they thought they'd go straight away to Tower. Well, they didn't think much of the building, 'tweren't what they'd been led to suppose. In fact, Tower didn't impress them at all. They said Blackpool's got one of those. At last Albert found a beefeater, and he filled the old chap with alarm by asking to see old Anne Boleyn's ghost as carried her head neath her arm. Beefeater says, you ought to come Fridays if it's Anne Boleyn's ghost that you seek. The union now limits her output, and she only gets one walk a week. But he says if it's ghosts that you're after, there's Lady Jane Grey's to be seen, and she's chased around by the headsman at midnight on Old Tower Green. So they went to Tower Green at near midnight, and thinking they'd time for a sup, took out what food they had with 'em, and they waited for ghosts to turn up. On first stroke at 12, up jumps Albert, his face full of cold, dripping toast. With his stick, with his horse's head handle, he pointed and says, there's a ghost. Well, they felt all their skins going goosey as Lady Jane's spectre drew near, and Albert near swallowed his tonsils when the headsman and all did appear. Well, the headsman chased Jane round the grass patch. They saw his axe glint in the moon. And seeing as the poor lass were headless, they wondered who next he would prune. At last he caught sight of young Albert as the last stroke of midnight did chime. And as the axe rose, father murmured, we'll get the insurance this time. At that, mother turned proper awkward. She says, put that cleaver away. You're not chopping our Albert's head off. His collar were clean on today. But the brave little lad stood undaunted as ghost came within half a pace, and taking toast he were eating, slapped it, dripping side down in his face. 'Twere a proper setback for the headsman. He let out one howl of despair, and taking lady friend with him, he vanished just like that there. Some says as the dripping has done it. From a roast leg of mutton it came, and seeing as the headsman had been a beefeater, they reckoned he'd vanished in shame. So around Tower Green till this moment, you'll ne'er see a sign of a ghost, 'cause beefeaters going on night duty carry slices of cold dripping toast.